Good afternoon, boys and girls. It is Sim2Fly here, and today I'm just going to show you a little tutorial on the Airbus A321. Okay, so this is the ToLiss A321. As you can see here, I've got a few doors open. This is how it spawns in. I've not done anything, so I'm just going to show you how to how to start it, basically. Okay, so we're in the flight deck, as you can see, and what we want to do first is we want to go up here and locate battery 1 and 2. We want to just select them on and on. It won't say on, but you'll hear little clicks when you click it. Okay, so next thing you want to do is external power. What I do is I press F9 to get this up, and then I just like to add these things, drive up, and just go up to the menu. I'll go more in depth with this menu in a little bit, so I'm just going to open that and close that. Okay, so now you've turned the batteries on, you want to go to external power and click on, and you'll see all the lights light up. So now what we want to do is we want to go down to the APU, master switch, turn that on and turn the APU start on. Emergency lights, select them to arm. Now we've done that, we're going to brighten our displays, which is very simple, just with these little turn knobs. Sorry about the clicking, by the way, it's my mouse and a mechanical keyboard, so it's quite annoying. But now we've turned these on, there's two down here, and then we just want to hold the bright switch on the CDUs. Also, this one has two dials. It's for this, one's for the actual screen and the other's for the terrain or weather radar. Okay, so now they are on. Here is the APU screen. If this doesn't show up, just click the APU button there. We want to wait till this gets to about 100% and it will say APU available here. And once it says that, we will want to go to here and click the APU bleed. So we're just going to wait for that. There you go, APU available and APU available. So we're going to simply click that. So I'm just going to turn my lights up now. There we go. And now we're going to go to the nav and logo, and switch this to 2. You can switch it to 1 if you'd like, but I like to switch it to 2. And if it's dark as well, you turn your wing lights on, but it's not dark, as you can see, so we're not going to do that. So now that the APU is nice and hot, we're going to turn off the external power. When you do this, the lights will flicker for a second. Don't worry, it's just changing generators. As you can see, a little kadunk, and we are on APU power. Now we just want to go up to the ADIRs and select these 3, 2 now. You could do it 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, whatever you like to do, but I like to do 1, 3, 2. So now all these are on. As we can see, everything is up and running. Want to go down to the CDU. When we're at the CDU, we're going to click in it. And here is your X-Plane plan. So to get this, I use SimBrief, and it just uses the X-Plane 11's FMC format .fms. So you just put the flight plans into. I would show you the file, but I'm recording on game capture, so it won't let me show a other window. But you put it in your output/FMS plans, I think, and then it'll load. So I've also got my SimBrief flight plan up here. Yep, right. So X-Plane plan. We're going to click that, and we're taking off from Corfu, and we are going to Skiathos. So we want to find LGSK, I think it's called, no, LGKR, sorry. Here we go, Lima Golf Kilo Romeo to Lima Golf Sierra Kilo. So now that's loaded, and you'll see the alternate route and your latitude have loaded in. That's how you know that the flight plan is correct. Flight number, we are with this airline, God knows how to pronounce it. Argon, I think, God knows. So we're going to do A, E, E, and 191. If you want to know your airline's ICAO code, which is the 3 letters there, just go on Google and just type in, for example, if you're flying Aer Lingus, just Aer Lingus ICAO, and there'll be a Wikipedia page. Click on the Wikipedia page, and on the right hand side, it'll say ICAO code, and it'll be 3 letters. For Aer Lingus, it's EIN. So anyway, back to the CDU. Our cost index. So I'm just going to go over to Google and type in AEGEN. I think that's how it's spelled. Cost index. And we're going to go to just it doesn't matter what site, any site. So many adverts. So I'll find it and then I'll continue the video. Okay, so I found it. The cost index is 25 for the Airbus A321. So we're going to click 25 and simply put it in there. Our cruise, since it's just a short flight, we're going to do 22,000 feet. So 220, slap it in there, and then align IRS. IRS is, you know, this and this. It'll also say IRS align. A message here, 6 minutes, so it'll take 6 minutes for these things to align. So now what we're going to do is it says these little 2 arrows here, so that's these arrows here. So we're just going to click to the right. As you'll see, it says 0 fuel weight and block. So this is when we go up to plugins, ToLiss, and open ISCS menu. As you can see here, this is our menu. So yours will start off here. So just go on to loading, and this is where you select your passengers, your pax distribution. I'm just going to, pax means passengers, by the way. I'm just going to select a random amount. That should be fine, and 8,000 should be fine. So quick refuel. And what we want to do is simply take this number here. So 25.3, 25.3 / and then it'll be 69.5. So you ignore the last 2. It'll be 69.5. So it'll be 69, nice, .5. So I'm slap that in there, and the block is just this. So it's 8. If it was like 83,000, it would be 8.3. Okay, so now we've done that, we're going to go to our flight plan. And we're going to click our departure. Click departure, and this is when you look on your flight plan to find your runway. So I've currently loaded in the wrong flight plan on SimBrief, so hang on. Okay, sorry about that. I've now loaded in the correct flight plan on SimBrief. So runway is 34, and our SID, standard instrument departure, is Para 1 Golf. So we're going to find Para 1 Golf down here. Here we go, Para 1 Golf. Select that, and if you use a trans, if it comes up with a trans, you can choose it, but I'm not selecting it, so we just click back and insert. And we just do the same for the arrival. So you select your arrival airport, you click arrival, and you choose what arrival / runway you want. So there's no ILS, so I'm just going to click runway 01. And our star, which also means standard terminal arrival route, is EVIC 1 Charlie, which is this one here. So select that, click back and insert. So now we've done all of this, we're just going to have a look through it. to make sure that there is no discontinuities. So as you can see, no discons, so that is good. If you do get a discon, all you do is, let's say this is a discon here. You'd find the discon, you click clear, and you click on it, and then it will go orange, and you just click insert. It's extremely simple. So now we're going to go into perf, and here is our V1 speeds, and as you can see, I've still got this chart up. So we're going to have flaps 2, and we've got an active flight plan, and today we are going to use toga, takeoff, go around thrust. So 147, we're going to slap that in there, 147, and 152. Our trans altitude is 5,000, which means a change of Q and H to STD, standard. Our flaps and THS is going to be 2 slash, so our flaps is 2. Apologies, I just sneezed then. Whoops. So our flaps is 2, and our THS is our trim level. So as you can see here, CG slash THS, this is what you want, so it's up 0.5. So we type up 0.5, slap that in there. Flex temp, if you are using flex temp, which is here, you would put, well, you'd slap that and you put that number in there, 40, but since we are using toga, there's no flex, so we leave that empty. So now the CDUs are all nice and done. I'm just going to put it on flight plan. We're going to turn our radios on. The left one, the right one, and the one up here. I'm going to turn on my fuel pumps. And now that's pretty much done for the overhead. The doors are closed now except this one. All the cargos, I'm just going to close that. All the cargos are shut. This is Fly Tampers Corfu, by the way, in case you're wondering. Very, very nice. We're also going to set our QNH. Sorry, I had to open Active Sky, I totally forgot about it. And as you can see, our flight plan is now loaded into the navigation display. So for I'm using Active Sky, as I said. So if you don't use Active Sky, you go to Airports, LGKR, and it would be here, the meta. Your QNH, for example, it would be Q. I'll write it in on text, but for an example, it would be Q1011. In America, I think it begins with A, and it uses the HPA, I think it is. Hang on, let me just double check that. That's HG, that's IN, and HPA, yeah. So I'm using this one, but in America they use like the 2.921. Okay, so it would be there. So I'm using Active Sky, so I'm just gonna quickly load my flight plan into there. Map. You can't see what I'm doing because it's on my other display. So lock to aircraft, and my QNH is 1015. So I'm just going to slap that in there. Turn airports on. Select that 20. As you can see here, all done. TCAS standby. So this is where you double check this, and we want to go down to here. I'm not on VATSIM or anything, and I'm not using X-Plane's defaults air traffic control because it's terrible. So, I thought it said pig, sorry. Anyway, so I'm just going to use the default squawk, which is 2200. Select that to on, and select this to TARA. I'm just going to turn the floodlights up as well, and select this to weather plus turbulence. Select it to +4, and up a bit. Manual. Good. So as you can see, it's very clear. So we are now ready to go. So I'm going to remove all of these. So by pressing F9, hide all, going to get up the ToLiss menu, ground services, close that. So now all our things will be closed. So now I'm just gonna, this is with Navigraph, so all I'm gonna do is click on this airport just so I can see where I am taxiing. So as you can see, we don't really need to push back at all, so we're just going to start our engines as they are. So we want to go seatbelt and no smoking. No smoking really should have been done before, but I'm going to be honest, I forgot. So that's all good. Now we're going to go to engine. Going to select the ignition to start, on, and turn your beacon lights on. Turn your strobes to auto, and now you should see this is starting to rise. You don't need to inject fuel or anything, as you've already done it here. So this is where you just wait for her to start. If that made a horrible noise, by the way, I apologise. So while they're starting, we're just going to put our altitude to our cruise altitude, which for us is 220. I'm going to select airport in there. And as you can see, it's got a dot next to it, so that means the autopilot is selected. So I'm just going to wait until this is stable. That's stable, you heard the clunk. So now we're just going to select engine 1. And we just do the same thing here, we just wait. So it's spooling up now. And once that's spooled up, we'll do the before takeoff checks, which will also appear here, which you need to sort out. So as you can see, there is a few lights in orange, for example the generator 1, that's because engine 1 isn't fully started yet. APUs are still on, we will turn them off after engines have properly started. So you heard another clunk, that means all the engines are properly started. Whoopsie, what happened there? Wasn't meant to do that. So as you can see, all engines are nice and level. This still says available, so we're not going to turn the APU off just yet. There we go, it is now unavailable, if that makes sense. So we're going to turn the APUs off. So master switch off, and APU generator off. So now taxi lights, turn that to taxi. We can see our chart is here. Ignition auto, flaps 2, and that is all good. What we're going to do now is we're going to arm our spoilers, our ground spoilers, and we're going to start taxiing. I like to put the throttles to in between the R and the H, just to get a nice bit of thrust going on. Hang on. So I didn't calibrate my my joystick. I'm really not prepared for this, really. So I don't use rudder pedals either, really. So I've gone a bit far to the left there. This hasn't gone well. I was too busy doing my OBS. So now we're just going to follow the taxi lines, all good, and we're just going to do a couple of checks now. So they don't show up on here yet, they will soon, but what we want to do is auto brakes to max, check the calls, everything's all good on here. TCAS, everything's done here, good. Now a few things will come up on here that we'll need to double check. But at the moment we're just going to taxi. And as you can see, takeoff config test, this will only work when that comes up, so I'm just going to click that, normal, and we are ready to go. Taxiing to the runway now, just looking on the charts to see where we are. We're going to do a full runway takeoff, because why not? So I've not got V-Sync on, by the way, or G-Sync, or whatever it's called, so that's why it's a bit nice and terry. So now we are approaching the runway. I'm not going to stop because I can't be bothered because I'm lazy. So landing lights on, strobes on, nose light to take off. So here we are, turning onto runway, whatever it's called, 34, I think. And we are nice and lined up. No, we're not. We're horrendously lined up. Now we're nice and lined up. So normally you go to here and wait, but since this is just a tutorial, I'm just going to go. So we're going to put the throttles until about 40%. Okay, a bit more than 40%. And we're going to wait for them to level out, and then we're going to go to toga. You'll hear 3 clicks. And that's how you know you're in toga, because it has to go through the arrows here. So our V speed, what was our V speed? It's on here anyway, so I think it was 147. V1 rotate. Here we go. We're gonna do a nice rotate. Here we go. Ignore the takeoff inhibit. Gonna click that on. Gonna select that on. And right now we are going to good. So flaps, we're going to put to flaps 1. Autopilot, we're going to engage, and we're going to put the thrust levers to climb. We are turning now, and we're going to follow the flight plan, which is going to take us round there, up there, and off to Skiathos. So that is everything that we need to do for now, and turn AP gen off, and I will meet you when we are cruising. Just to intervene, look how good that looks. This is flight campus and it's absolutely fantastic. This is the A321, and it is absolutely beautiful. I also use X-Vision with the VES preset, and it is absolutely fantastic. If you're thinking about getting X-Vision, I'm just going to put that in there because it's probably quite loud. I'm just going to adjust the volume actually on my OBS. There we go. So if you're thinking about getting X-Vision, it's fantastic for now, but obviously with Vulkan coming out, the shaders won't work with just going to unarm them. So sorry, the shaders won't work with Vulkan, which is what X-Vision does. So so if you're on the beta, there's no point getting X-Vision. Also, now we're past 5,000 feet. We just want to click on the QNH and it will change to STD standard. We're going to leave that until we're descending through that 5,000, and then we will check the QNH at arrival. But yeah, this scenery is absolutely fantastic. It replaces all the auto gens and everything. It's absolutely beautiful. Obviously it's quite hazy right now, but when it's daytime it is absolutely stunning. So I'll see you when we're at 10,000, and I'll tell you what to do when we're at 10,000. So we're coming up to 10,000 now, 10,000. So what we want to do now is turn the landing lights off, 2 clicks, nose lights off, seatbelt signs off. If there's obviously a lot of turbulence, you'd leave them on, but since we're very calm, we're just going to leave them, we're going to turn them off. If you wonder what this is, by the way, this is the elapsed time. So we've been flying for 4 whole minutes now, and we're doing very well. Just double checking everything to make sure we are all nice and dandy. Can't see anything that needs our immediate attention, so I will see you at cruising altitude. Hello again. We are near cruising altitude now. 19,000. Our cruise altitude is obviously 220. So, but as you can see here, sorry about the screaming if you can hear that. If you can't, ignore what I just said. So, our true air temperature outside. Unreal. So, our true air temperature outside is -8 degrees Celsius, which is quite cold. So we're going to our window probe heat, switch that on, give it a little flick. It's not even a switch, give it a little press, even better. And if you're flying through clouds and that, switch your wing light on for a few minutes. It will say in like a minute or two, no ice detected. Then just give it a nice switch off. Nothing else needs to be done right now until we start descending. So right now, just leave it as it is and just keep monitoring your instruments and make sure everything is going to plan. And I will see you when we start descending. Also, just one more thing actually. Sorry about the screaming, it's so annoying. I have to live with it every day. This arrow here, that's your top of climb. There'll be another one that's on this side, and it'll be purple or blue, one of them, and that's your top of descent. So that's just if you're wondering what that is as well, and that's your VOR, I think. And we are all good right now when we are at cruising altitude, and now we're just going to fly until our top of descent. So I'll see you at top of descent. Hello for the third time. Okay, so I'm back and we are near the top of descent. Ignore what I said. If it was blue or purple, it's white, evidently. So as you can see, it's quite dark now. So we're just going to turn our dome lights on. Like that. I'm just going to turn the compass one on as well, which is under here somewhere. Where is it? There we go. Quite snazzy. So our dome lights are on. So now we're just going to go double check before we descend. So this is our map. I'm just going to get the chart up. So LG SK. Going to click these 3. You have to have Navigraph for this, by the way. Arrival. EVIC 1 Charlie. That's not very helpful, but there we go. So now we want to have a look for our base altitude, which is 1630. So what we're going to do is going to put this to 1600. Once it gets to 1000, just click like that. You'll hear a click and put it to 1600. Sorry. Obviously, your base altitude will be different. Your base altitude, by the way, is your lowest altitude of flying. Okay, so now we have reached top of descent, and you'll see that there's a thing with 2 dots and 1. You want it with the 1 and click. As you'll see, nice little circle. We're now descending. It likes to do a little pitch for a second, for a few seconds, for quite a long time. Why is it doing that anyway? It doesn't matter. Okay, so we have 15 nautical miles to get to 17,300. Well, I don't. Oh, Simbrief, why do you do this to me? So as you can see, we are quite fast. So we're just gonna put the nice little speed brakes up that you can kind of see when the strobes come on. I'm gonna turn the wing lights on. Can you see it any better? Yeah. There we go. Look at them bad boys. So we're now descending. My phone just went off. Sorry. Now we are descending. As you can see, it's in blue, but it will switch to purple. Blue is manual, and purple is for the CDU. As you saw before, this approach does not have ILS, so I'm going to be flying this approach manually. I'll be doing another video on the ILS of the A321. I don't want to arm them yet. Calm down. So I'll just show you for the ILS now, but obviously, like I said, I'll do another full video on the ILS as a full tutorial. So what you do for an ILS is you press nav radio, and then you go to your airport, and this doesn't have ILS. Let me just get an airport that does have ILS. Actually, that's probably easier. Go to my local Manchester. So 23 right. It's as you see, CRS 232. So you're gonna it goes there, but you're gonna leave that. All you want is this. So 109.50. So you put 109.50, but you have to be close to the airport because we're gonna click that, and as you can see, the CRS comes up. But if, let's say, there's another one with 109.50, isn't there? Yeah, 05 left. So if you're near a 05 left, the CRS will come up with 53. I know it says 52 there, but it'll come up with 53. And the 23 right, if you're near the 23 right and you put it in, it'll come up with 233. Again, I know it says 232, but it's 233. So you have to be close, but that's all you do. And once that's done, you'd click LS here, and then these come up. And it's like a little purple thing. So it'll come down, and once it gets to this middle bit here, you would click LOC, and then it would turn on. And here, where it says nav, it would say LOC. So once it's turned on, let's say this here is the runway. So you're lined up on the runway. The purple thing on the bottom is lined up in the middle. Then you'll click approach, and if it's all established, this will say LOC, and probably with a little asterisk, and here it will say GS, well G/S with a little asterisk, and that's how you know you are established. So once that's all done, you're going to get to about 1200 and 1200 feet, and you're going to put the gear down. But your landing light should already be on at 5,000. You're going to put the nose to taxi, and you're going to put your runway turn lights on. When you're about 1,000 feet, you're going to turn off auto throttle. Make sure your throttles are in the relevant position and not in climb when you disengage auto throttle. And you're going to disengage autopilot. These two alarms will come up. This one's for the auto throttle, and this one will be for the autopilot. This one will keep beeping at you until you press it. This one will just flash. And then obviously you just fly it in manually. So we are currently descending. As you can see now, actually it's gone to purple. Do need to slow down. It's gone to purple, so we are currently on the CDU's descent path. So we're going to continue the descent. Don't need to do anything until we get to 10,000. Just going to turn that off. We don't need to do anything until we get to 10,000 feet, and then we will turn our landing lights on and our passenger seat belt signs on. As you can see as well, I turn my wing turn my wing anti-ice off because no ice was detected. So we are near 10,000. Clouds just spawned in. Thanks for that. Maybe jump then. So I'm just gonna pause the recording now until we get to 10,000. I keep forgetting about these bloody speed brakes. So I'll see you when we're at 10,000, which will be about another minute. So see you then. And we are back for the 9,000th time. So we're currently through 10,000. So landing lights, double click, on, seatbelt signs, on, and now we wait. As you can see, we are in the speed envelope, whatever it's called, of 250 knots because we are under 10,000 feet. Just a little thing. Like I said, I'm going to be flying manually, so I'm going to be flying, oopsie daisy, flying along here, round here, down here, and then I'm going to go further a bit down here, turn around, and then come into land, depending on how high and fast I am. Oh my goodness gracious me. Oh, it's bad that I need an alarm to tell me. I put them out and then I forget about them. God help me if I was a genuine, actual pilot. So, what you need to do now is absolutely nothing. I thought I had to do something, but I don't. So now we just wait until we descend, till about till 5,000, and then we'll set the QNH. So again, I will meet you when we're at 5,000. Hola amigo, me llamo Mateo, ¿cómo te llamas? Anyway, so we're at 5,000. Going to click that, and it will put us at the last QNH that we used, which for the QNH for where we're going is 1015. But obviously, if it was 1013 or something, you just switch it using your scroll wheel on your mouse. Stop buzzing at me. I'm going to put my phone in my pocket actually, that's probably a better idea, isn't it? Oh god. Okay, so going to use the speed brakes again, not going to forget about them this time. Hopefully, I probably will, knowing me, because I'm absolutely useless at literally everything. As you can see, it's an extremely short flight. I should have done Manchester to Dublin, to be honest, so I can show you the ILS in one video. But no worries, I'll put the link to the ILS approach in the description of this video. By the way, this video will go up first, and then the ILS will be after. So if you watch this when it comes out, there might not be a link, but there, if you're watching it in a few days or something, there will be a link. So just click that and you can watch it. As you can see, I have armed the ground spoilers now. If you don't know how, they'll be like that. Just simply click and drag up, or you can press 3 on the keyboard, whichever one works for you. So we're still continuing the VNAV. As you can see, it's rather bumpy. Yeah, nice and bumpy approach, which will be extremely fun for manual. Everything's good on the overhead. Just going to double check from this side onwards. 2,500. Good. I've just realised before starting we didn't test the engine fires, did we? Well, we've not had an engine fire, so we're alright. But to test them, hold test, and it will go beep. Hold test, and it will go beep. Hold test, and it will go, can you guess? Beep. Well done. So patronising. Okay, so where's the airport? We're gonna go to the co-pilot seat. I can't see it, Mum. This is not good. It's really bright in my room as well, so I literally can't see it. Oh god. Is that a plane? No, it's a star. I'm going to have to go fully off the navigational display. I'm going to put that to 10, so I can see where I'm going. So I'm going to change the speed now to 151. I'm going to put the brakes to medium. I'm going to alert the crew. 2,000. All good. We're not having flaps full yet. Calm down. In fact, we're going to do flaps 1 at the moment. Please don't beep at me. I need you to slow down. We need speed brakes actually, we need to slow down. Please slow down. Flaps 2. Good. This is overspeed, by the way, so don't go in the red. It's not good. Can I see the airport yet? It'd be quite nice if I could. Yeah, there it is. Oh, it's like an architect finding something. Not an architect. Is it an architect? No, it's not an architect. Archaeologist, that's what I'm thinking of. Like, oh, I found the airport. Uh-oh. About full. Oh, bloody brakes. God above. Landing gear down. Auto throttle. Actually, I'm going to take my own advice this time. I'm going to put that there. Auto throttle off. Autopilot off. I'm going to click them little beeps. And I'm going to fly it manually. Wish me luck. Stop beeping at me. Stop beeping. Beep at me again and I'll beep back at you. Thank you. So as you can see, absolutely nothing. Brilliant, that went well. I am manually flying it, adjusting the throttle. I have a little joystick thing, so right, there we go. We are quite high actually, bloody hell. I refuse to go around, I'm not going around. So, oops, that's not a good envelope, is it? Gonna put the throttles to near idle.
1000.
We really don't want to overshoot this runway, because if you've ever landed at Skiathos, you know it's quite wet. Good, everything's good.
Sink rate.
Sure.
Sink rate.
500.
Sink rate.
Don't care
Sink
about
rate.
the sink rate.
400.
I'm just going to idle them now because speed and that.
200.
So we're coming in. This runway doesn't have any poppy lights because obviously no ILS.
100.
Very unstable, but hey, oh well. What's the worst that can happen?
30. 10.
Oh my goodness. That was a Ryanair and a half, that. Bloody hell. I mean, landing lights are on, aren't they? Tax lights aren't on. Oh my god, I literally couldn't see the runway then. It's so bright in my room that I literally can't see anything. So we're gonna put the throttles down, put them to middle of the R, and we have gone past the taxiway, so I'm just gonna simply do a little turn maneuver. Have you seen that video actually of that 2E757 using his thrust reversers to reverse? Crazy stuff. So there we go, and now we're just going to taxi to the gate. I didn't turn my runway lights on either. Bloody hell, I'm so unprepared, it's unbelievable. Brake fan on. I'm going to turn off here, and now we're going to turn our runway lights off, line lights off, strobes off, nose, taxi. I'm going to leave the wings on, nav on and beacon on until engine shut down. I'm going to start the APU on, and we're just going to follow this taxi thing. Have you seen the slope on this airport? Crazy stuff. Okay, so now we're going to go down here. I literally can't see any of these taxi lines at all. This has gone really badly. But okay, so we're going to line up there. And we are lined up, probably. So we're going to idle them, going to put the parking brake on, flaps up, unarm them, clear that, thank you. Going to switch, oh, it's on the APU screen now, so now we're just going to wait until, you should do this as soon as you land to be honest, but I was so preoccupied with like not dying that I forgot. So I'm going to wait till that gets to about 97. There we go, 97 available. It's already on, lovely. Now we're going to shut down the engines, the lights will flicker. We're now on the AP generator, beeps at me again. Brakes are hot because I should have pressed that before we landed, but gonna ignore that. And that is us done. Beacon light can go off. Wing light can actually we don't need it on because we're under light, so wing lights can go off. And we are nice and landed and stopped. To open the doors again, ToLiss, I'm gonna get me ground handling stuff. This is from Jar Design, by the way. Drive up, and we're going to go auto to open, open, open and open, and that is nice and done. So I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial video of the Airbus A321. As I said, an ILS tutorial will be coming, so keep an eye out for that. It'll probably be up tomorrow, and today's date is the 10th, so it'll be up on the 11th of May 2020. I hope this was informative and easy to follow for you, and if you'd like a tutorial on any other aircraft, for example Flight Factor 757, 767, Zibbo 737, Flygism 727, anything you want, leave it in the comments, message me on Twitter, do whatever you want to do, and I will do it for you and post it on here. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, like I said, leave a like. If you want to see more content, press subscribe, and have a fantastic day.